All right, here we go again. It's another wonderful morning. I have managed to stay productive throughout the week, which is good. I'm going to need it. I just double booked on the weekend again. It was not my intention. I've been trying to stay away from double bookings, but my niece's birthday party is today, and her birthday party is not today. Her birthday party is on Saturday, and I had already made plans to hang out with someone else on Saturday, so I had to reschedule my Saturday with that person, and we moved to Sunday, and then which opens me up Saturday for the birthday party. And I'm happy that it worked out. I don't like canceling on people, but I also don't miss birthday parties either. And so it's kind of a double-edged thing. I've got to drop off some tax information today. Yay, taxes. I almost mailed, I owed federal and didn't owe state, and I almost mailed my federal without the check, which is kind of silly, but at any rate, I'm gonna go drop those off in the mail this morning. I'll be right back to you. Oy. Try not to drive to the wrong hospital today. Okay, now we can work on getting the heck out of here. It's been an interesting day so far. Working to figure out what we've got going on. But yeah, so after work today, I needed to go to the mall, buy a gift for my niece. I always want to try and buy them something that's significant or important or whatever, but it's very difficult to find those sorts of things. And I don't know, like when you're a kid and you don't maybe necessarily notice how much you care about the thing, and then when you grow up it has some sort of sentimental value to you, and it's like that's the kind of stuff that you want to get your child or your niece or your nephew or whoever it is. You don't necessarily want to just get them some bland gift that you bought last minute at the mall, but to the same end, that's almost always what it is. And like, they have so many toys, and hey, there's me on the billboard! I hope you guys got to see that. So many toys and things that it just seems like a waste, but hopefully I can find something today. I need to go today. I don't feel like going tomorrow, and we're a week away from payday, and I would have been doing very well this month if not for me picking Compression Man back up, which I'm willing to say that I did poorly because of that. It's not nearly that big of a deal to me. So at any rate, I need to check in on the other savings account that I have, see how it's going, but that is not what I aimed to talk about to you guys today. Today I want to talk about the fitness niche and this talking to the camera niche that I have found myself in, and how I feel like this talking to the camera niche is dominated by fitness influencers. So I think the fact of the matter is, like, not Dry King Wrangler School, Sam Sulek remains the most popular person to have this dumbed down content where it's just like a guy and you're talking to this guy and you're having a conversation with him. he remains the most popular person in this content category. And then after him would probably be Dry Creek Wrangler School. They're the next biggest one that I'm aware of. But Sam Sulek is very clearly a person who fits loosely in the fitness niche. Like, he goes to the gym and he works out, I think, in every video. Maybe not every video, but most videos. And it leads me to wonder if everybody just assumes that these kind of talking to the camera videos are all just like part of the fitness niche. But I don't know that like health and fitness has that much to do with Sam Sulek's channel. Like, I don't think he's giving advice so much as he's just saying, hey, this is what I do what you need to do, or whatever. And so, I don't know, it's interesting to me to see that come to life and to see what people say about the health and fitness niche. But it makes me wonder sometimes if I have inadvertently found myself in that niche just by creating this kind of content. But I keep getting suggestions of similar channels, and they're all similar to Sam Sulek's channel. They're all these fitness guys who are just sitting down and talking to you without a shirt on, and it's just like, is that what we think is going to succeed now? Is that all we're going to do, is just have a bunch of people running around and doing this? And it's like, has the market for this niche already been flooded, and flooded by a certain kind of people who are now kind of giving this a bad name? I realize that like this is not traditional successful YouTube content at all, but part of me likes to believe that if you stick to what you want to do, that eventually like the world will catch on. And they say that there's a whole camp of people who say that is why you should create for yourself and hope that the world catches on eventually. And that's a good thing to think about. It's a great mindset to have, but it feels, I don't know, limiting might be the answer. I like to create, and I do create mostly for myself. I'm not out here making stories for the sake of trying to sell, but I'm also trying to sell, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to just write a bunch of books and then do nothing and hope the world pays attention to them. But to the same end, like, I'm not going to write a story for the sole sake of hoping it sells. Because like, and it's like a happy balance with everything, because I could very easily write a romance novel that I thought the whole world would love and just sell that to the world, and that would be my thing. But like, that's not the kind of stories that I want to write. I don't want to write something just because it's popular right now, just because if romantic vampire, which I realize this is an old trope, don't jump on my throat, but if romantic vampires were taking off, I don't want to write romantic vampire stories just for the sake of jumping on that trend. I want to be the person who sets the trend and not the person who is the trend or follows the trend. And I know that sounds cliche, to be a trendsetter, and it's something that a lot of people say, and it doesn't really hold a lot of merit. But like, there's a difference between saying something and doing something, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not writing stories to appeal to the modern market. I'm writing the stories that I want to write, and if they find a market, then great, and if they don't, then I will eventually move on to something else. But it's just interesting to see how that relates kind of back to YouTube, and how people are creating content and following trends and just trying to do what worked for somebody else and hope for the best. And like, one of the guys put his own spin on it, in that he's very religious and he makes it a very religious channel, but it's not enough of his own spin to make it all that interesting. He's got one heck of a backyard, and the view in his backyard is incredible, but like it takes more than view alone to create a successful channel, so to speak. So I don't know, it's interesting to me to see these things come together and to see what these people come up with, but like a lot of them just seem to be copy and paste. Hey, I'm a fitness guy, I'm gonna sit here and talk to you, and I'm not gonna wear a shirt. And that seems to be a repeated concept, and everybody likes to say that sex sells, and I think to a degree it does. Like, if you see something that you are attracted to on that level, you're more likely to watch. But, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know, maybe women watch those kinds of videos. It's weird, because it's like you're appealing to other males who want to get into fitness, and maybe there is an admiration, like you're showing off your work. Like, if I were to film a video of me with a book, like, that's me showing off my work. Well, if you're in the fitness niche, like, your body is your body of work. And so I'm not opposed to people showing off their bodies in any way, shape, or form, especially if you put a lot of work into making it look great. But I'm just curious as to if that's the reason, or if they're doing it just purely for views. And like, I suppose it could be both, because you're proud of yourself and because you want views. And it's safe to say that most people probably wouldn't go shirtless in a video if they didn't have some sort of pride in the way they looked. But dialing that all back, it's like, is this whole talking to the camera niche thing, is that something that's exclusive to the fitness people? And like Dry Creek Wrangler School is the standout exception? Or can it be a multi-purpose thing, and I have just not had the kind of luck that I would like to have at making it work? Obviously, I'm hoping for the latter. We're nearing 3 months into this project now, and I have yet to have any like significant growth on this channel. The Joel Haver challenge is going around right now, and I'm making a strong effort to get through it. And I've gained more followers, I think, from this Joel Haver challenge than I have from just uploading videos every day for the past 3 months. And it's interesting, but like, we all have to start somewhere. And my Instagram seems to be doing better than normal, and it's not better in the fact that like I still can't upload something and have a boatload of people watch it, but I did run an ad yesterday that's already gotten me like 5 new subscribers, which is pretty impressive, honestly. And so, and I keep saying this, but when I'm out of the woods with other advertisements, so when I'm no longer advertising on the billboard and I've paid off my second editor, I am going to crack down. I'm probably going to spend a little bit more money on the Instagram ads, because they aren't entirely unsuccessful. The problem that I'm having now is that my only successful videos are the videos I'm running ads on, and that's not a fun way to be. Like, I can't just only be making views because I have a bunch of advertisements running. Like, I need to be finding better, more sustainable ways to get people on my content. We've officially passed the exit that I would normally take to go to my normal work, so I think it's safe to say I will be at the right hospital today. But it's not like I didn't save face relatively quickly. Yesterday, got a bunch of people exiting off this off-ramp, but I need to get off on the next off-ramp. So I don't like moving over because it becomes hard to get over after that. And this person, alright, you just gonna... Alright. I slowed down to let them over, and then they slowed down. And I was like, whatever. you could have gotten over. Instead, you just broke. I don't think people understand how to merge onto a highway sometimes. Like, you need to match the speed of the highway. You don't slow down and hope for a way in. And that's what this person did. They were merging. I gave them space. They were uncomfortable with the space that I gave them, apparently, and they stopped or slowed down. They hit their brakes, and then I passed them, and I was like, whatever, weirdo. Anywho, it will be interesting to see how these videos evolve and how people continue to use this platform to build themselves up. The whole Compression Man thing is going very seriously with me, so I'm just going to keep running through that. I was reading through some of my scripts. I've written up through episode 7, and they're 5-minute episodes, and I've got episode 1 is done. It's been done for quite some time. And then episode 2, he's currently animating up minute 4 of 5, so we're almost done with that one too. I need to start getting sound figured out or whatever. And then episode 3 will be interesting. And then episode 4, and we'll just kind of keep carving it out with any hope. Because that was the thing, is like, I think that's what gets depressing, is when I look at the time. Because, like, he was originally taking like a whole month to get through a minute of animation. And now he's saying that he can do it in 2 weeks. And that's better, because that gives me 2 minutes a month. And so in 3 months, I will have had an entire episode and 1 minute made. And so 3, 6, 9, 12. So I could get 4 episodes a year on that, and potentially 5, depending on those leftover minutes, how and where they fall. And so 5 episodes a year is a lot better progress than what I was looking at before, which was like 2 episodes a year, because he was only doing a minute a month. In 5 months, you'd have 1 episode, and then in 5 more months, you'd have another one, and then you have 2 minutes left over to put towards the next. So that has helped me kind of keep things going, being able to just knock these out as I send them to him. But I was reading the script on episode 7, and it was pretty dang hilarious. I was laughing out loud a lot. And so I think that the passion has come back for that project. And hopefully this time it stays for good. Thank you all for stopping by and listening, and I'll see you next time.